Hello everybody. It is Artie of Artie's Corporate Fiction. How are you guys doing today? Hope you guys been doing well. Hope you guys been staying cool, especially down here. And we got a couple of videos set up, and a couple of sovereign citizen related videos, because we feel like we're missing out. And then it occurred to me this morning that, you know what, it's been a good while since we've watched Popo Medic, and it's been a good while since I watched Popo Medic. And you guys know how much I really enjoy his content, and looking at his YouTube channel, I realized like I hadn't watched his stuff in almost a year. So I'm gonna take a look at some of the videos that caught my attention, and I can actually put together something good for you guys today. I'm gonna wait for everybody to jump in and say hi. Hello, Lisa, Janet, Cine Loco, Thea, Omega, Scott, Damien, Sean, Lori, Shelly, Akira, Mortessa. A lot of regulars here today. Gia, hiya. How are ya? Hitchbot. The One Land, 3981. 90s Nostalgia Nerd. Janet. Lisa Rose. Steve Donahue. Welcome. So Gia, I did actually forward some of those designs you shared with me with my mom, and I think we've nailed down a choice. I trying my best to take advantage of the Amazon Prime Day. What's that Fallout box? Oh, it's this is like an old school loot box. You guys remember those from back in the day? They're like crates. And the funny thing is that this particular one I've had for probably several years without opening it. And it wasn't until recently that I did finally open it. And there's a bunch of stuff, well, all the usual stuff, including yet another graphic tee, because that's something I need, is more graphic tees. But also, I always love this. I've also basically decided that my living room is going to be almost completely Fallout themed. Well, Fallout slash mid-century modern themes. So the figurines, the displays, and some of the artwork and everything. I'm going to like the vast majority of it's going to be Fallout themed. And then I'm thinking that I would make either my studio here or my bedroom more Skyrim Elder Scrolls themed. Kind of where I'm kind of leaning towards. This is really fun. Hey, what's up, Deadpool? What's up? Arian Rod, I see you, man. How you doing? Popo Medic is a content creator who generally focuses on police slash military events that, you know, very popular, infamous police slash military events over the, you know, the last like 50 plus years. What's up, Celine? My Khajiit graphic tee. This is actually Maik, if you guys know, and who I based Maik's name off of. Maik the Liar. All right. So, where did I... It wasn't from Van. There was another Sovereign Citizen video. Oh, the other thing I like, the other thing that I like from the Prime days, I'm probably going to take advantage of the sales to maybe get myself a home gym. So get some weights and a bench, and get myself back into that, back in the groove there for sure. This one? All right, let's go into the main event.
No, you're not here on a traffic citation. You're here on contempt.
Are we having a contempt hearing, Your Honor?
Well, I'm going to give you that opportunity. I'm going to advise you if you'd like it. Let me start.
Okay, so I just saw this one. So the fact that the audio is coming from the left side is not me. It's the video doing that, unfortunately. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Steve. I'm glad you're doing well.
By reading the relevant portions of the contempt rule, Mr. Forenza. This is Rule 407. This is of the rules of civil procedure, but that same rule applies to criminal actions such as this one. I'll read the relevant sections. Subsection A1, disorderly or disruptive behavior, a breach of the peace, boisterous conduct, or violent disturbance toward the court, or conduct that unreasonably interrupts the due course of judicial proceedings, behavior that obstructs the administration of justice, disobedience or resistance by any person to or interference with any lawful writ, process, or order of the court, or any other act or omission designated as contempt by the statutes of these rules.
Wait, what?
This will be direct contempt, and I will cover that in a second, but the rule is contempt that the direct contempt is contempt that the court has seen or heard and is so extreme that no warning is necessary, or that has been repeated despite the court's warning to desist. Subsection 4 defines punitive sanctions for contempt, which include
Akira, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated, man.
Punishment by an unconditional fine, fixed sentence of imprisonment, or both, for a conduct that is found to be offensive to the authority and dignity of the court. Most notably is subsection B, as in boy, which says addresses direct contempt proceedings. When a direct contempt is committed, it may be punished summarily. In such case, an order shall be made on the record in writing reciting the facts constituting the contempt, including a description of the person's conduct, a finding that the conduct was so extreme as that no warning was necessary, or the person's conduct was repeated after the court's warning to desist, and a finding that the conduct is offensive to the authority and dignity of the court. Prior to the imposition of sanctions, the person shall have the right to make a statement in mitigation. Mr. Forenza, I'm going to offer you that opportunity in a little bit. I make a specific finding that all conduct that I'm referencing occurred in my presence and therefore is direct contempt.
So yeah, it's good. You just said it. So if you goof around in front of the judge, it's direct contempt. If you fail to adhere to a court order, for example, like service or provide a filing or no contact or not providing documents to the other party, that could be a civil contempt.
Very specifically, let me make some reference. Mr. Forenza has been disrespectful to the court, to opposing counsel, and even to my clerks throughout the proceeding. He has filed spurious documents. He's made nonsensical arguments. He's been argumentative with the court. But I was willing to let all of that go so we could try the matter. On the day of trial, which I believe was November 24th, Mr. Forenza appeared on time, but stayed in the gallery along with who I believe is his wife.
Oh, he did one of those things. Special appearance, or if I, according to SovCits logic, if I sit in the defendant's chair, I'm acquiescing the jurisdiction, yada yada yada.
I repeatedly, at least 3 times, but perhaps 4 or 5, told him to approach the court, to cross the bar and sit at table so we could address the trial. Mr. Forenza failed to do so in my direct presence. He told me I had no jurisdiction, left the courtroom, and then amazingly was able to leave the building as well. In any event, he has not returned since November 24th, other than a few pleadings that I'm guessing were filed that day or the day before. I've had no interaction with this case since November 24th. I make a finding that Mr. Forenza was under an order to perform, that is to come to the table. He refused to perform in accordance with that order, and even though he had the ability to perform, obviously he was mobile, he was able to make it into the courtroom and then, of course, make it out. He was repeatedly warned, and I note that. I gave him multiple opportunities to approach, and he disregarded all of them. I make a specific finding that I find Mr. Forenza's conduct to be offensive to the authority and dignity of the court. I make a specific finding that he engaged in misbehavior that rises to the level of obstruction of justice. The behavior happened in my presence. The conduct was intentional and willful, and these actions seriously affronted and disrupted the administration of justice. In that regard, I will note that I went and met with the 30 or so jurors who had appeared for the trial, that Mr. Forenza simply blew off.
Yeah, judges don't like that. That's kind of a big no-no, because you're not just wasting the court's time, you're also wasting the time of jurors who, normally don't want to be there. They had to take off work to be there, and for this guy to just screw off, that it's going to piss people off, and it's going to piss the judge off. Don't do that. What's up, White Hat?
I had to explain why that happened, and I had to waste all of their time. I also wasted the time of the witnesses. Mr. Forenza, I didn't waste anybody. Mr. Forenza also wasted the time not only of the jurors, but of the witnesses, counsel, the court, and everyone else. The court finds him in direct contempt. I made a similar record on the morning of trial, but Mr. Forenza had bolted from the courtroom, and therefore I find he was not advised at that time, so at least not in any significant way, and I hereby advise him. I am considering a jail time a jail term. For the contempt unrelated to the underlying charges, Mr. Forenza, I'm going to offer you some opportunities of how you want to proceed. First, if you wish, you can make the statement of mitigation right now. If you wish.
KO Carol, unfortunately the audio is only coming out on the left side of your ear, so if you switch to mono or something like that, you should be able to hear it. But yeah, the audio is only coming from the left ear.
If you do not wish to, if you wish to consult with counsel, I will give you time to hire your own counsel, but you will remain in custody during the interim. I would even be open to the appointment of counsel if you believe you are indigent. In fact, I would appoint counsel if you were indigent. How would you like to proceed? And if you'd like a few moments to think about that, I'm fine with that.
Is that the only option is how I like to proceed, or can I make a statement?
Right.
No.
So I'm offering you option one and options 2 and 2A. Option 2A and 2B. Option 1 is you can make your statement of mitigation right now, right? And without counsel, the only person in the room other than court staff and the deputy is Mr. McCall. We are live streaming. You can make that. If you'd prefer, you can contact an attorney, and I will set this over for a time where you can make the argument through an attorney. Or appoint, that's 2A. And then 2B, if you believe you're indigent, I will appoint counsel.
Could you explain indigent, please?
You don't have any money.
I'm sorry.
You meet the guidelines, you're in custody, and so I can appoint alternate defense counsel to represent you in the contempt proceeding if you are indigent. The actual language is in a Supreme Court guidance, which says Colorado, I'll just read it to you. Colorado Rules of Civil Procedure 107 and 407 provide for the appointment of counsel to an indigent person cited for contempt where a jail sentence is contemplated. I am contemplating a jail sentence, Mr. Forenza. If the court appoints private counsel to prosecute a contempt action, which is not applicable here, or to represent an indigent party for contempt charges, that is relevant here, the judicial department will pay for counsel, as there is no statutory authority for the public defender or alternate defense counsel to represent clients for the sole purpose of contempt. But to qualify, you would have to be indigent, which means you would fit below the guidelines for public defender representation. If you wish, I can print those guidelines out for you.
Don't want to be represented.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
I don't want to be represented.
Okay, and you understand that, and I will allow you to make the statement of mitigation right now, but you understand you do have a right to counsel.
The only way to look at it is I never got a fair trial walking into this. He failed to prove jurisdiction, sworn affidavit. The courts failed, personal, subject, territorial. I moved it to federal. I even had documents which I sent. It was ignored.
Federal.
Everything gets ignored. I'm just, you know what? I guess I'll just let you beat me up, throw me in jail, get it over with, because you can't keep me the rest of
I'm a victim.
and then, I'll deal with the consequences and things later. I mean, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
It's not right over a traffic citation where all I did is I came here in good faith to resolve the matter, and it was just I could get nothing. There's no nature and cause of there. There's no sworn affidavit for me to even move forward.
Oh my God, we should have played bingo.
And this court can't move forward now. That's all I asked for, and it was like retaliatory. I just got beat up.
Bullshit. No, what I'm going to guess is that the judge did answer your questions. You didn't like the answer, and so you repeated the questions. And because you didn't get the answer you wanted, you're arguing that they were never answered to begin with.
That's all this is. It's a traffic citation. It's not a crime. Nobody was injured. If that's if that's what you call justice and fair, I'm not here to sit here and pick at anybody, go after, and that's not what it's about. When I posted bond for whatever it was, I came here and I didn't run. I came here to settle the matter. And that's all I wanted to do. And I just wanted a fair trial. That's it. But you get in my shoes, and how does it feel when you're just getting beat up and the judge you feel is being biased in the case? I mean, what do we do?
What else, Mr. Forenza?
Nothing else.
Mr. McCall, I should have asked you this before I moved to me. Is there anything that people want to say on this?
Your Honor, the people spent a good amount of time preparing for this trial. We actually brought the officer from across the state, met with him on the weekend beforehand to prepare for the trial. Officer Carnes was kindly enough, like I said, to drive on his own accord and his own expense to be here. He said he would come back for a retrial. He would request to be flown back, just given the type of the weather that it would be probably when it would be done. The people are still open to a plea agreement in this case for the traffic citation.
Where the hell are we? Is this Texas or Alaska, where the guy who's requesting a flight to appear?
We understand
really
Mr. Forenza's stance as a sovereign citizen of what law he feels applies, but Your Honor, we believe that the traffic laws of Colorado apply in this case.
Colorado.
We are more than willing to negotiate a plea agreement to this day.
Mountains.
But at this point, Your Honor, that's where the people are, Your Honor. We
what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say?
In this case, we didn't anticipate anything but to paying the penalties for speeding 25 to 39 over on the Riverside Parkway back in 2023. And the failure license. Your Honor, the speeding ticket, I would even reduce it to 20 to 24 over to keep it in as a traffic infraction.
On the contempt.
On the contempt, Your Honor.
Yeah, we're not even talking about that. We're talking about the contempt. Okay, so in Colorado, if it's 24 or lower, then it's an infraction. But if it's above 24, then they enhance it to an actual crime. Gotcha.
Your Honor, it's been an interesting case for me. I've never had a case that have gone this long with kind of like
with goofy people.
The lack of being able to move forward. I've never been personally federally attempted to be sued in any case based upon a fee schedule. It finds it interesting that Mr. Forenza believes that contract law applies in this case, but only one way, his contract law. The issue here, Your Honor, on contempt, the people expended a lot of time on this case for a very minor case. I do not like putting someone in jail in this situation. I just don't know if Mr. Forenza will ever show up to a trial again.
No, he probably won't.
For this case, or any case. He's done, a day or so in jail.
I'm not, anything else you want to say?
No, Your Honor. The people are, that's all the people are going to say.
Mr. Forenza, I meant to ask Mr. McCall to make that statement before your statement. I forgot. If you'd like to make a statement to address anything he said, I'm happy to hear more.
Yes, I mean, I'm just objecting. I did, like I said, I came in good faith to settle the matter. And I tried. So it's not like I'm gonna skip town to that. That's not what it was. Because if I did that, I would skip town. Now, I didn't do that. I came here to put the court on notice, let them know I was in federal jurisdiction. That's what I did. And I stood my ground for that. I have rights, and it's not about my contract. That's not what it is. And him for saying it's contract, and that makes it a commercial matter. So I'm here to settle the matter.
It's
set
not.
Up and discharge, and as a secured party,
it's not a contract matter, you dipshit.
An attorney, in fact, representing the estate.
Oh,
so
my,
I would like to do that.
Oh my God, he is hitting all of them. Oh my God, he is hitting all of them. Attorney, in fact, I'm representing my estate. It's all contracts. It's just he's. We got bingo. We got bingo, people.
The matter. Let's just wash.
I'll give you an opportunity to resolve the matter, but we're talking about the contempt right now. I view the contempt as your direct and unequivocal disregard of the court's order. What would you like to say in mitigation of that?
Your Honor, it's not. Like I said before, it has nothing to do with that. I wanted to settle the matter, and I feel like I'm running in circles, nowhere to turn, but who do I have to turn to? I'm trying to get this resolved, coming into court and hoping in good faith that you do the right thing. And it just didn't seem like it was going that way. And I've never gotten any response to anything I've ever submitted. And that's what makes it hard. So how do you react to that? I mean, what do you do? Me, my situation, I'm scared. Okay, well, I have, look at, I mean, torture cuffs and
Torture cuffs.
sitting here over a
Oh
traffic
no!
citation.
Oh my God, we haven't heard that in a long time.
Missed my daughter's birthday yesterday.
Anything else, Mr.
Oh.
Okay. Court finds the underlying offense can be resolved. As Mr. McCall points out, these cases are frequently resolved on the first appearance for a fine and be done. I find that Mr. Forenza, I don't know about negotiations. That's not my area of, not my area. But I find he has not litigated this in good faith. I find that he absolutely and unequivocally disregarded a repeated order of the court to come to the table on the morning of his trial. The remedy Mr. Forenza had would be to have the people try to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. He absolutely positively refused the court's order, despite repeated statements. It follows up a long history of disrespect from Mr. Forenza towards the court, and more specifically, the entire judicial system. I find there to be no good faith by Mr. Forenza. I am not addressing the underlying case. I do note that there's a new speedy trial date in that case. That new speedy trial date is July 8th, 2026. I thought about rescheduling the trial today, but I'm not going to do that. I'll do that at Mr. Forenza's next appearance. As to the contempt itself, and this is only as to the contempt, I note the difficulty. My plan was coming in to give 30 days jail, given Mr. Forenza's statement of indicating of the difficulty this has caused him. I'll reduce that a little bit, but not much. This case, I hereby sentence Mr. For direct contempt. I sentence Mr. Forenza to 25 days in jail. Furthermore, I set this matter for hearing on my next in custody docket I'll put him, though it's going to be a busy day, it doesn't make a lot of difference. Today's the 8th. Yeah, I want to set him in the next round. I'll set him on the Friday, January 23rd, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Your Honor,
We'll
I
set
have
trial at that time.
obligations and things I have to take care of. Can I post bail? I will be here.
So noted. I've sentenced you on the contempt, Mr. Forenza. The next issue will be when I see you next time on the 23rd, right, is whether I should release you in custody on bond after the contempt sentence is over. There is a presumption that that you get a personal recognizance bond on a case like this for the underlying case, but that is overcome. And let me read you the language, because this is what you will have to address. I would recommend that you consider counsel. I have recommended that before. You have disregarded me, and that is in so many other things. The specific provision that is of concern to me, again, there's a presumptive personal recognizance bond. The arrested person has no ties to the jurisdiction of the court, reasonably sufficient to assure his or her appearance, and there's a substantial likelihood that he or she will fail to appear for trial if released upon his own personal recognizance. I will address the bond issue if you wish. The people are on notice that I'm open to bond, but Mr. Forenza will not be released until the 25 days
I feel
is
like
served.
this is just retaliation more. And this is what I was afraid of at trial, Your Honor.
It's contempt, Mr.
What I was afraid of. But I wasn't in contempt. I showed in good faith.
Okay.
I didn't disrespect. I spoke the bare minimum just about jurisdiction. So everything you're saying is that's, your assumption that it didn't happen.
Have a good day, Mr. Forenza.
I have obligations.
Well, this is your find out stage, exactly. All right.
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll travel. I travel. I don't drive.
Okay.
I have no contact.
So here's
with
what we're
nobody.
doing, Mr. White. You are no longer able to be arraigned by Zoom.
Yep.
All right, on the telephone ending in 1336, tell us your name, please.
I come in sui
Wow.
juris.
Only
Popo,
one of you
persona.
actually has that phone number, and the other people are just wrong about what their phone number is. Who's calling ending in 1336?
Hey, welcome, Colin Raiders. Welcome, people. Appreciate you dropping by.
Sui juris and personal persona.
even this guy is like, oh, damn it, I'm gonna be here for a while. Look at his reaction. This poor bastard.
I'm Steven
God.
Tyrell Colin White.
Oh, wait a minute. I just realized this guy's hawking off of old squishy Gardner. You piece of downvoted. I have all. Wait, where is OSG's version of this? I don't think I have seen this one before. I just saw that he's just hawking OSG's content. I know. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen his stuff. Judge Norbeck. All right. Oh, it was a while ago. Damn. I'm pretty sure I have not seen that particular video. I don't want to spend very long going down. I think he has a playlist also by Judge too. Yeah. Oh, here we go, Norbeck. Let's see what he got. Oh, we have seen this one. No, yeah, because you see the line here. That means I have watched this. All right, fine. We'll watch it again.
That's a violation of my constitutional rights, Your Honor.
All right, on the telephone ending in 1336, tell us your name, please.
I come in sui juris.
Only
Popo,
one of you
persona.
actually has that phone number, and the other people are just wrong about what their phone number is. Who's calling ending in 1336?
Sui juris and personal persona. I'm Steven Tyrell Colin White, beneficiary of sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace, and duress.
Menace.
Obituary Daniel Williams Norbeck.
Okay, Mr. White, we're going to pop you over in the waiting room because you're just going to be a distraction for all the citizens here willing to abide by the laws of our country. So we'll pop you over in the waiting room and we'll get back
All right,
to
based.
you. In case you guys have ever heard of the term sovereign citizen in the news, that's what one of them sounds like when they try to come to court. All right, Ms. Lopez. All right, Mr. White, are you able to hear me?
Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to read this to you so you understand what you're charged with. This
Yes,
says
it's
that
94
on
degrees
January
over here.
7th of this year on 2nd Street there in the city of Fenville, that you were driving while license suspended. That is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or $500 fines and costs. Do you understand your charge?
Objection, Your Honor. I do not understand my charges or
Stand under.
Okay,
call,
I'm going to
Judge.
mark you down as not guilty, and we'll set you for a jury trial. You can continue to.
Your Honor.
You can,
Your Honor. You're practicing
Yes.
from the bench. You're practicing from the bench. That's my job or my attorney job. I'm sui juris.
Sui juris.
I'm propria.
Okay.
Mr. White, propria.
I don't know where you read the stuff that you're saying, but it's legal nonsense. It means nothing in a court of law. So if you're not willing to state that you even understand or recognize the authority of the court, my options are I can make you come in for arraignment and not give you a PR bond, and then you'll have to post bond to not sit in jail. You want to do it that way instead? Right now, if I get through arraignment with you, I'll give you a PR bond. Mr. White?
I don't listen. I'm asking you a question.
What's the question, sir?
Well, number one, for him to say, hey, listen to a judge is a big no-no. Number two, a judge is not obligated to answer your questions. I mean, he can, but yeah.
I'm not arguing with you, Your Honor. I just want you to hear me. I just want you to hear me.
You kind of are.
Okay, but I don't want to listen for 20 minutes. Go ahead and ask your one question, and we'll start there and see if it's a real question.
Am I on the record?
For the record.
Let the record show. 20 minutes, Your Honor. I give you my word.
Okay.
Well, you said you have a question, sir. What's the question you want to ask?
Is this criminal or is it civil?
Oh, he's doing the thing. He's doing the script.
Sir, it's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or $500 fines and costs.
Hey, if it's criminal, can I ask to dismiss the charge? Because at this point, the prosecutor, there's no sworn testimony. There's no sworn.
It's because this is just arraignment.
We're not even close to there.
Arraignment, sir. What you're talking about is trial. That would be several steps down the road. Arraignment is just for you to make sure that you understand what you're accused of, what the penalty is, and for you to enter a plea. You're accused of driving while license suspended. I read to you what the possible penalties are, and I asked you if you wish to plead guilty or not guilty at this time.
No,
no.
I'm a beneficiary and I'm a sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace,
sir. Those sentences don't mean anything. They have no legal meaning whatsoever.
It's guaranteed by my constitutional.
I've indicated that since you can't understand arraignment, I've entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I've set you for a jury trial.
You're practicing from the bench.
You can represent yourself free of charge, or you could hire an attorney. And now you must make a choice, sir, for bond. If we get through the arraignment with you on Zoom, I'm going to give you a PR bond, personal recognizance bond. That means you don't have to post any money. We're essentially trusting you that you'll keep coming back for your court dates. It is no driving without a valid driver's license. If you cannot get that far, in other words, if you really don't understand what's happening here, then I'm not going to allow you to be arraigned by Zoom. I'm going to set you for arraignment in person. And you will come to this courthouse. You will not get a PR bond. You will get a $300 cash or surety bond, meaning that you will need to post $300 in cash, or you will sit in jail from that day until your trial date. So I'll give you a choice. Do you want to be arraigned over Zoom like we're doing today, or would you like to come in and be arraigned in person?
No, pausing. Kira, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. They need to stop Zoom meetings for this reason. I don't think we should stop Zoom meetings. I think we should treat Zoom meetings as a privilege. Because I think there's a benefit to the Zoom meetings. It allows people to be able to more easily attend court and not be a total disruption of their daily lives. I think that's a good thing because it allows the flow of court to continue very easily and get dockets through faster. But it should be treated as a privilege. If you are for example, I think with this judge, if you know he's a sovereign citizen, he's automatically to never allow them to appear by Zoom, always in person. That I feel like that's a cardinal rule. Yeah. Felix already today. I went to New York City Court. I know you know NJ courts are there are more sovereign citizens over there. There is a lot of sovereign citizens in New Jersey, particularly in the southeast or southwestern section near Philly. A lot of the more sovereign citizens.
Well, I object to all this, Your Honor, because at this point, I don't even understand the charges. I do not understand the charges. I'm not trying to.
That's fine. No, sir,
funny.
you're allowed to, sir, you're allowed to object, and I understand your sentence that you don't understand the charges. And so I will attempt to work with you for that for a second. I'm going to read the charges to you, okay? This says that it takes place on January 7th of this year. You understand that, right? The date.
No.
That I just read.
You don't stand under.
I'm saying I do not. At this point, Your Honor, it's I was saying this. It was a jurisdiction matter. It's a jurisdiction matter. That's what I'm saying. It's a subject matter, jurisdiction.
Here's the problem with you arguing jurisdiction. I am a lawyer, so I understand what jurisdiction means. I'm not sure you do. The accusation is that you're driving around on 2nd Street in the city of Fenville, meaning in Allegan County, and that you're doing so when your driving privileges with Secretary of State have been suspended or revoked. Because this is the county. Yes?
Objection, Your Honor. I'll travel. I don't drive.
Okay.
I have no contact.
Sir, here's what we're doing, Mr. White. You are no longer able to be arraigned by Zoom. What I'm going to do is adjourn this. I'm going to adjourn this, and you will get notice at your address there. You will come in, and we will arraign you in person. I'm telling you that I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to give you a personal recognizance bond, sir.
It has to be. Before we can proceed,
White,
before you can proceed, it has to be addressed, Your Honor.
Because we are on the record, I'm going to make this infinitely clear. You're going to get notice to appear in front of me. You have two choices. If you do not appear, I'm going to put out a bench warrant for your arrest. If you do appear, we will have this conversation again about arraigning you to see if you understand the charges, but you are not getting a PR bond. You will need to bring with you $300 cash or surety, or you will be in jail. Do you understand? Those two options, A and B.
That's a violation of my constitutional rights, Your Honor.
How?
Well, no, it isn't, sir. So we're all set for today. We're done talking. We cannot make any progress. You will be asked to come in person for arraignment. You can either choose to come in for arraignment or you can choose to not be here. If you choose to not be here, a warrant will be entered for your arrest. And if you do choose to be here, make sure you bring that $300 because you're not getting a personal recognizance bond. But we are done with this hearing. I'm going to go ahead and release you. Thank you.
When's my date for court?
It'll get sent out to you at your address here of Landsberg Road, sir.
Perfect. As I recall, more stuff started in New Jersey in the late 60s, early 70s. Yeah, I think it started in Philly. There's an old federal income tax case from the early 70s where they tried to exempt themselves. Yeah, the Moors don't like the sovereign Moors don't like to admit it, but they also have supremacist tendencies. So they don't like the idea that a foreign invader, aka Anglo-Saxon, started the whole sovereign citizen bullshit first, but they hawked it from them and made it into their own. But I heard Thomas Jefferson refused. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get another one, and then we'll go to Van Balion's latest. Hey, what do you want? You fatty! Look at this fatty, fat. Look at this fat boy. He's such a fat ass. Okay. Excuse me. All right. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. I also made a very poor financial decision. It should be arriving sometime next week. I'm going to keep it a surprise.
Could you put him under arrest for violating Penal Code 485.05?
I don't know what this is. Is that
What is happening already?
a machine gun?
It's the FBI. Call the 911. Right. You know how much trouble you're in?
You know how much trouble you're in?
No, I did not buy another. No, I don't. I would never buy a cat. I'd always get a rescue. Or unless.
Welcome back to the Van.
Unless I can get a really good deal on a Maine Coon, or I try to find a Maine Coon mix. No, it's not a. It's not another cat.
Channel guys. Today we head back to New York State for the crazy body cam arrest of Obadiah, the SovCit who once called 911 to demand SWAT and thinks he has the legal right to arrest the president. Anyway, we saw this arrest from his point of view when he posted it back in November 2025. But now the body cam footage of the arrest has been released. So we have a lot more footage to go over, which I'm sure you're not going to want to miss. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hey, good evening, Officer Majeski, University Police. The reason I stopped you is when you made it right on red over there, there's two signs that said do not make it right on red.
I didn't see him.
Oh, gotcha.
Regardless, just letting you know, I have First Amendment immunity from state as well as federal prosecution. I'm also...
Yeah, he has what immunity?
I didn't see him.
Oh, gotcha.
Regardless, just letting you know, I have First Amendment immunity from state as well as federal prosecution. I'm also in court in regards to this, and I have a...
First Amendment immunity at the state and federal... What the hell does that even mean?
Escalation's constitutional challenge all the way up to the Attorney General. Everything else, you're technically in violation of Penal Code 55.10, 10.00, 135.00, which is unlawful detention, 135.05, 135.60, coercion third degree, 135.065, coercion first degree, 195.00, official misconduct, grounds for impeachment, which you...
I like the cop. Can I get another few seconds later? No rush on the second unit.
Even the governor can't pardon because, again, I have supreme sovereignty. That's Article 2, Section 2 of the New York State Civil Rights.
Oh, New York State Civil Rights.
Code.
Translation: penal codes and civil rights codes only apply to me when I think they might be beneficial to me.
Okay.
Police power under Article 15, Section 290. Do you want me to continue? Or?
No, I don't want you to continue because it's not relevant right now. Right now, I have probable cause to stop you because you violated the vehicle and traffic law.
No, that's Title 18, Section 241.
Which is 1110A. So you're operating in New York State, right?
Yep. And I have supreme sovereignty. Like I said,
what does that mean?
I'm recording this.
All right, so am I.
Everything's
on camera.
Because again, I'm already in court and I already won my court battles.
Right.
Now, why would
you have
someone who claims to have sovereign immunity from state and federal prosecution need to keep going to court to quote-unquote win their case? It's almost as if nobody's taking you seriously or something. But just to clarify, getting a few cases dismissed on a technicality like the officer failing to attend court isn't a win, changes nothing about the law, and certainly doesn't give you the right to commit further traffic offences.
All right, I need to get your driver's license.
No, you don't.
Then I can have you on a
again, I'm going to assert this principle. I'm going to assert all the laws, too, because obviously...
All the laws.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right, yeah.
Please Title 18, Section 241, conspiracy against rights, which applies to you, too.
Okay.
242, deprivation of rights under the color of law. Right? So you're acting under color of law.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Okay. I'm enforcing vehicle and traffic law.
249, hate crimes, all three of which are domestic
hate crimes.
Handled by the
I'm
FBI.
a domestic terrorist?
Yes.
Oh, really?
What?
Okay.
Yep, and I already have, like I said, I have this filed up all the way to the Attorney General.
That's great. Okay.
Sorry to break this to you, mate, but bombarding the Attorney General with your nonsense paperwork doesn't suddenly translate to the law not applying to you anymore. Also, the irony of a sovereign citizen calling a cop a domestic terrorist for enforcing traffic laws is amazing.
So then you have 1201, kidnapping. I mean, unless
I'm kidnapping you right now?
Well, right now you're unlawfully detained.
Right now you're lawfully detained because this is a traffic stop based on probable cause for enforcing New York State vehicle and traffic law.
You don't have reasonable
Section 1110A, which is violating a traffic control device.
When it comes to 249,
right?
241,
So I'm going to need your driver's license, sir.
So again, sir, I am advising you clearly. That way I can put this into the court system and everything else.
You can also request their body cam information when this goes to court too.
I already do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm already posting it online and everything too.
Cool.
Bragging about entering videos into evidence that show you committing crimes is not the flex you think it is, mate.
Okay.
So that said, like I said, because this is going to be recorded and everything,
okay,
you're violating my religious freedom.
Your religious freedom? Okay.
Yes.
All
As a
right.
Messianic Jew, aka Orthodox Christian, which predates Catholicism.
Okay. I appreciate the history lesson.
What the hell does that even mean? I don't know what it means. It's okay.
But this isn't relevant to the traffic stop right here.
Because you're violating my rights. My rights are relevant.
So you have the right to drive a car on New York State roads without insurance, without registration, without a driver's license?
Well, actually, I do have a Brady motion to where I'm going to disqualify having to have
So do you have a driver's license?
I do have a driver's license.
Okay.
But I'm advising you clearly.
What state is it in?
It's New York State.
Oh, okay.
He thinks the results of a Brady motion, a legal request made by a defendant in a criminal case to compel the prosecution to turn over exculpatory evidence, which means he believes the government has secret evidence that will result in the abolishment of the licensing scheme. Now, that's hilarious. But it tells me that he's running out of pseudo-legal theories. He's basically telling on himself here.
All right, can I have it?
No.
Why not?
Because right now I'm informing you clearly of all the
Well, right now I'm informing you clearly that you're on a traffic stop right now. I'm enforcing. No, let me finish.
No,
let me finish.
No, I'm serving sovereign.
What are you doing?
No.
Yes.
That's not how this is working right now.
That is how that works.
So you're on a traffic stop. Even if I'm in the wrong,
you are violating the law. And I am informing you of all the laws that you're in violation of.
Okay.
Because you are my servant and you will listen.
Okay. All right.
Don't interrupt my investigation or obstruct.
He is a public servant in that he serves the public, i.e. the citizens of the state of New York. He's not your personal servant. Big distinction.
Your investigation.
1512.
Okay.
Right? That's obstruction of justice under Title 18, Section 1512.
Okay, great.
Says the guy who is actually obstructing governmental operations in the second degree by refusing to hand over his license, registration, and insurance. Anyway, now for the obligatory accusation of treason, because that worked out so well the last time a SovCit tried it.
You're kidding.
Step out, you're gonna... Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God! So bad.
Oh, I remember that video. That was an ultimate FAFO video.
Then you have 2381, treason. 2382, misprision of treason. 2383, rebellion or insurrection. 2384, seditious conspiracy.
Okay.
Also, likewise, 485.05, hate crimes. Because you're attacking me based on my religious principles. My religious principles.
Religious?
Actually, I stopped you because I'm enforcing New York State vehicle and traffic law, which you already admitted that you saw those signs. So you violated that, and you admitted that. Okay.
That doesn't make a difference because when it comes to 242 and 241 as well as 249, it says any law.
So you can violate any law?
No, mate, it's just any law that he feels is inconvenient to him at the time. It's mainly traffic laws with financial penalties attached. But as we all know, and he's about to find out, that's not how it works. Anyway, next up, proof that he doesn't understand the Supreme Court ruling Marbury versus Madison.
So any law that violates the rights of people is automatically null and void of law. That's Marbury versus Madison.
So that's every single traffic light?
Any single law that violates the rights of people is automatically null and void of law.
Nice, Diver Dan.
That's Marbury versus Madison. Maybe you don't understand Supreme Court case law precedents.
No, I guess I didn't go to law school.
So you have to have a compelling state interest for me to violate my rights. That's American jurisprudence on constitutional acts. I have no obligation to obey an unconstitutional act. This is unconstitutional.
Okay, so when were traffic laws, specifically the one you're alleged to have committed, and the enforcement of them deemed unconstitutional because they conflict with the Constitution? I'll wait. Because surely you're not stupid enough to think you get to universally declare a law unconstitutional just because you disagree with it. Are you?
You have Article 1, Section 1 of the New York State Constitution states quite clearly I can't be deprived of any of my rights. I am asserting my rights, so if you're going to attack me...
I'm not attacking you, I'm cold. I'm putting my gloves on, man.
Okay. I've already been pulled out of my vehicle and falsely arrested and everything else, and
Why would that have happened?
Because they didn't want to listen in the same context that you
Oh,
don't
okay.
listen. And I
think it's the opposite. I think you're the one that's not listening to how this is going on, okay?
You're trying to violate the law. And again, that's void ab initio.
Okay.
So anything court order, you can't have a judge sign anything.
24 to 20. Might want to come down here too.
You can have to come down here. I'm going to give you my license ultimately. You're putting me under duress, and I'll do that.
Okay.
Threat to arrest, coercion.
At the same time, I'm
so how about
the
this?
very principle.
How about you give me your license, and then you can take this lawsuit. No, yeah.
Stop
You give me your
doing
license
that.
now. I'll issue you the traffic summons for the violation that you admitted to, and then you'll be on your way.
Nope, I didn't.
And then I don't know what this is. Is that a machine gun?
You're trying to overtalk me.
It's literally like trying to have a conversation with a 4-year-old toddler.
Bro, you're not even allowing him to say anything in response, you ass clown.
No way. Anyway, speaking of childish behaviour, he now tries to get one officer to arrest another. Because, again, that worked out so well the last time he tried it.
Shut the car off. Shut the car off.
Let's go, ready?
Shut the car off.
No, I'm
controlling the stop, right? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm the one that initiated
so, sir,
stop.
Could you put him under arrest for violating Penal Code 4705?
You're just prolonging this.
So
you're making this more.
You know what's going to happen in the end. No matter what, you have to give me your information.
Sovereignty. That's Article 2, Section 2 of the New York State Civil Rights Code. Supreme sovereignty of the people. No authority under any pretense whatsoever can be exercised over the citizens of the state without paraphrasing the last part, consent of the people. So without my consent, and you don't have any implied consent, you don't have the authority. You're coercing me. That's Penal Code 135.60.
The authority is...
And then 135.65 to give up my rights under the pretense that you have the authority.
Translation, I'm not subject to any of your laws, but here's a list of your laws that I say provide protection for me. Yeah, sorry mate, as you're about to find out in about 2 minutes, that's not how it works.
You're in violation of the Fourth Amendment as well, right? I'm not securing my persons and my property. Article 1, Section 1 of the New York State Constitution states quite clearly I can't be deprived of any of my rights without a jury of my peers, right? Then you have Article 1, Section 3 of the New York State Constitution when it comes to religious freedom.
There's a lot of steps you're missing in there.
You can't be discriminated against. You're discriminating against.
Why is that?
Because you're attacking me on my religious principles.
Well, I didn't know who you were when I stopped you. I just observed you violate a vehicle and traffic law.
You're trying to make unlawful commands against me. Trying to force me to do things against my will, which is, again, that's...
Well, that's kind of the whole point of law enforcement. We enforce the law.
True.
Right? You're not enforcing law if you're busy breaking the law.
No, I'm enforcing vehicle and traffic law.
Again, the irony of a sovereign citizen accusing other people of breaking the law when they spend half their life in handcuffs is amazing. Anyway, let's skip ahead a couple of minutes to the part where more officers arrive on the scene and just before the inevitable arrest.
You're obstructing your own justice.
Okay.
But nevertheless, I'll come out of the vehicle.
Obstructing your own justice?
Give you my license.
Okay, all right.
So I have you.
Why don't you stay in the vehicle, give me your license.
You wanted to do a Terry stop, you want to force me out. I'm giving you my license.
Turn around, face the vehicle.
Dumbass.
Get out of the vehicle.
Well.
Face the vehicle.
I'm giving you my license.
You're not giving anything right now. You're going in cuffs right now, okay? You understand that?
Yeah.
I am not. Dude, seriously.
Should have done this from the start. Stop fucking you! Stop resisting!
I'm not fighting.
Stop resisting!
I am not resisting.
Give us your hands!
Oh my God.
Oh my God, bro!
Yeah.
Dude, you've just spent the best part of 15 minutes trying to gaslight police officers who know better and wasting the time of into thinking the law doesn't apply to you. You don't now get to pretend like butter wouldn't melt.
I told you, you're obstructing justice. 195.
Move your finger.
Right now, I am
Call
not
911.
obstructing, because I told you directly, I was going to give you my license. You told me to get out of the car.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I do not. I am not a threat.
I'm no threat to you, says the guy who is delusional enough to think he has the legal right to ignore traffic laws, but also to remove the President of the United States from office.
Keep in mind, I have the full legal right to remove Joe Biden from his office right now.
You're violating my religious principles. You're trying to force me to commit blasphemy.
What?
Yes. This is a hate crime under Penal Code 485.05.
Okay. What an idiot.
Seriously, this is, you guys are serious. You know how much trouble you're in?
You know how much trouble you're in?
I'm not in any trouble because I
Mate, you're at this very moment getting arrested for obstructing governmental operations and failing to identify. If that isn't you in trouble, I don't know what is.
Yeah, body camera footage. We got it on camera too. You're pulling my pants down. I am not in trouble because you're in violation of depriving my rights under the color of law. Deprivation of rights under the color of law. This is also in violation of Penal Code 135.05. Now you're kidnapping me.
You good on that side?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Put your head.
Hey, Jake.
Right, so Obadiah was arrested, his hire car was searched, incident to arrest, then impounded. He was transported to jail, processed and charged with obstructing governmental operations and failing to identify. He was released with his belongings later that evening. Right, thank you so much for watching, guys.
Okay. The problem... so that was Van's latest. The one he posted previously is one we already actually watched. I think that's the Sovereign Citizen that I got for today. But so let's switch it up. Mr. Popo Medic. He does some really good stuff. No, Thea, no, we're not watching. We're not doing that. Told you. No. Okay, let's go with the Boston Marathon, because this one I definitely recall.
Wednesday, April 15th, 2013. In the heart of Boston, one of the largest mass casualty incidents in modern American history was about to unfold. As thousands of runners crossed the finish line along Boylston Street, two suspects quietly moved through the crowd, detonating two improvised explosive devices, killing and maiming civilians in broad daylight. Already embedded among the event, Boston police surged toward the blast zone and into what would quickly become one of the largest law enforcement manhunts in U.S. history, ending in a full-blown shootout in the empty streets of a locked-down Boston.
Only 147 days away. Good morning to the hardworking people who have made the Boston Marathon a success every year for over a century. From now until the end of race day, more than 9,000 people will volunteer.
At this time, I was clerking for a judge in New Jersey at the time. This was this 2012 or 20? I think it had to be 2013. Yeah, it had to be 20.
Their time to make sure the marathon runs smooth.
Oh, and thank you all for your time. Send us your wake-up call. Doing it's
The morning of the marathon. The event unfolded as it had for over a century. 26.2 miles, winding through the streets of Boston, drawing elite athletes, amateurs, and tens of thousands of spectators into a single concentrated space. More than 23,000 runners took part that year, moving through 8 cities and towns before funneling into the final stretch along Boylston Street. A narrow corridor lined shoulder to shoulder with families, tourists, and uniformed officers working crowd control. By 2 p.m., the bulk of the field were crossing the finish line, and the density on Boylston was at its peak. And inside that crowd, unnoticed, 2 individuals had already positioned themselves. Tamerlan and Johar Tsarnaev. 2 young and troubled brothers, one a refugee by way of the Republic of Kyrgyzstan, and the other more Americanized, having been born in their now hometown of Cambridge, Massachusetts. Tamerlan, the eldest, had grown increasingly isolated in the years leading up to the marathon, with his focus shifting from amateur boxing to being radicalized by Islamic propaganda. In 2012, Tamerlan traveled to Russia, a trip that drew the attention of federal investigators.
So, I feel like self-radicalization is like the worst of it because it's so difficult to catch. It's so difficult to catch. Like, and you can see how self-radicalization can work. Like, if you are inundated with, like, let's say, for example, if you're inundated with nothing but wholesale propaganda of from Iraqi Islamic terrorists, or if you're seeing nothing but like the dead bodies and screaming cries of agony in Gaza, if you're inundated with that for weeks and weeks and months, I can see how somebody can be radicalized. And the thing is, it's not just simply Islamic radicalization. I can also see it on the opposite side. If you're an Israeli and you were inundated with nothing but the footage that Hamas captured on their GoPros while they're mass slaughtering the people at the music festival, or the families that were in their homes. If you were inundated with nothing but that, or the cell phone footage of people who would eventually be, murdered by Hamas, if you saw nothing but that for weeks and weeks and weeks, I can easily see you being fuck them up. I don't give a flying what happens in Gaza. They deserved it. That I can. If you do nothing but consume that kind of, like, I don't want to say snuff footage, but basically that kind of like death, destruction, and propaganda, it's going to inundate you. It's going to radicalize you no matter where you're at.
Investigators, after Russian officials warned the FBI that Tamerlan was on his way to radicalization. The FBI opened a preliminary assessment, interviewed him, checked databases, and looked for links to terror, but the case was closed. Johar, by contrast, was enrolled at UMass, quiet and well-liked, but over time, the influence of his older brother and the ideology behind it began to take hold.
So, the FBI, I don't know the full details of the FBI's, actions. It's hard. It's difficult. Again, we could always do Monday morning quarterback. The FBI, they saw that he went to Russia, and so they interviewed him. But if it was true that there was no concrete links to terrorism, right? What could the FBI do? And I feel like if there is no concrete links, I don't see how there's anything for them to be able to stick without essentially running affront of civil liberties. Because if I was a defense attorney, all I could say is like, look, he has a First Amendment right to view whatever he wants, and he has a God-given right to go to Russia to visit family or whatever. I could easily see that argument by his attorney, by his defense counsel. So that's what I'm saying. It's very hard to play. It's very easy to play Monday morning quarterback.
By early 2013, the brothers had begun constructing improvised explosive devices. Pressure cookers, packed with black powder, nails, and metal fragments, designed for fragmentation, designed to maim a crowd, and they selected their target deliberately. A globally recognized event with minimal screening and maximum density, the Boston Marathon. Back on Boylston Street, as runners crossed the finish line and spectators leaned over barricades, just feet away, at 2:49 p.m., the first device detonated. Then, the second. Civilians went down immediately. Others staggered, covered.
Headphone warning: you're going to be listening to the thickest, most authentic Boston accents.
In blood. Officers from Boston PD didn't hesitate and moved directly toward the blast sites, stepping into what was still an unknown threat environment. But the panic spread fast. Officers began clearing space, establishing what control they could, and within seconds, makeshift triage began right there on the pavement, with officers and civilians alike applying pressure to catastrophic wounds. No one knew if there were more devices. No one knew how many suspects. No one knew if shooters were coming next. But the response had begun.
Units, stay off the air. Units, stay off the air. Just make your way over there. All units, stay off the air and make your way over there.
3 people were killed in the initial blasts. 8-year-old Martin Richard, 29-year-old Crystal Campbell, and 23-year-old Lindsay Liu, and hundreds more laid wounded across the street. With EMS units forced to stage outside the area, victims were carried, even dragged, and within the first 30 minutes, command structure began to form. Zones were established, entry and exit points locked down, and backup units from all surrounding jurisdictions flooded downtown Boston. By 4 p.m., federal agencies had fully integrated, with the FBI taking lead, while Boston PD maintained operational control and the ground, and slowly, the chaos began to narrow into something else. But before we get into the manhunt, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video. And I highly recommend you guys Google your names as well. You're going to find a ton of sites you've never heard of already listing your full name, your past addresses, your phone numbers, your relatives, your known associates, and maybe that one girl you loved a long time ago, but now she's married and has kids and broke up with you because all your info is on the internet because data broke all your information, so you just lay in bed all day because you're sad. That's right.
Okay, that kind of hurts, Popo. That's a little... I feel personally attacked, buddy. Asshole.
Data brokers are trading your information and making billions of dollars selling your personal information to literally anyone willing to pay for it. No background checks, no real safeguards, just a marketplace for you. So think about that for a second. A scammer, maybe a stalker, anyone with bad intentions can go shopping for your information. And that's where Delete Me comes in. Delete Me is a service that goes out and removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers and people search sites, cutting off access before it's in the wrong hands. And what I like about Delete Me is they don't outsource this. They use their own proprietary tech, which means your data isn't being just passed around again in the process. But don't take my word for it, because if you ever need help, they've got real human privacy advisors you can actually talk to. So if you're serious about getting your information back, go to joindeleteme.com/Popo and use my code POPO for 20% off. Or scan the QR code and protect your information. The only question is, are you gonna let these data brokers data broke you? I don't know where I was going with that. So here, how about this? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description and get started today. Over the next 72 hours, one of the largest manhunts in US history was about to take shape, with the FBI, Boston PD, the Stadies, as well as the ATF analyze surveillance footage. Every face, every backpack, every movement. By the afternoon of April 16th, they isolated 2 individuals, moving with
I remember so much of this when it happened.
Purpose, placing bags and leaving the area without urgency. The stills were pulled, enhanced, circulated internally, but by the evening of April 17th, at approximately 5 p.m., those images were released to the public.
Today we are enlisting the public's help to identify the 2 suspects. Suspect 1 is wearing a dark hat. Suspect 2 is wearing a white hat. Suspect 2 set down a backpack at the site of the second explosion.
Over the next 24 hours, Boston was flooded with law enforcement from every localized jurisdiction.
You're referring to Michael Dorn, Thea?
Thousands of tips flooded in. Every lead was worked, but nothing stuck. They had the faces, but no identities. On April 18th, at approximately 10:20 p.m., the investigation broke wide open. MIT police officer Sean Collier was sitting in his cruiser when he was approached by Tamerlan, who opened fire on
I do remember this.
On him.
I do remember this breaking news when they shot the transit officer.
Officers arrived with speed, but Officer Collier was pronounced dead at the scene. And now it was no longer just an investigation. This was an active threat. And by 10:30 p.m., Tamerlan and Johar carjacked a civilian in Cambridge, taking the driver hostage. Inside the car, they spoke openly about the bombing, about what they had done, and about what they were planning to do next. The victim was held for nearly an hour before managing to escape at a gas station, where he ran inside and dialed 911.
Tell me what happened. Somebody took your car? They had the suspect over the marathon explosion.
By 11:20 p.m., bolos were flooding every channel.
Nadal Hassan. Oh, I remember that name.
And on the following day, the stolen vehicle was located in Watertown, and all units began converging in real time. And within minutes, the suspects exited the vehicle and engaged officers, opening fire and hurling IEDs.
Question: what compelled you to do this video? What do you, Brad? What do you mean? Are you asking that of Popo Medic, or are you asking me why I decided to watch this video with you guys?
Officers moved for cover, returned fire, wounding Tamerlan. Tamerlan was eventually tackled and taken into custody, but Johar re-entered the vehicle and fled the scene. Tamerlan was pronounced dead, and now with the threat level increasing, residents were ordered to shelter in place as tactical teams moved door to door through Watertown and surrounding areas.
It is important that folks remain indoors and not open the door unless there is a uniformed, identified law enforcement officer on the other side of it.
By 6 p.m. on the following day, a Watertown resident stepped outside his home and noticed the cover of his boat was partially removed. He looked...
I mean, if you're asking about why I wanted to show this video specifically, it's because I was looking through Popo's recent content. I remember I have a lot of distinct memories of when the Boston bombing happened, and couldn't believe that we're 13 years after that. And I always know that Popo Medic does really good stuff of recapping like these major events in military and police. So I just felt I wanted to watch it with you guys.
Closer and called it in. Thermal imaging overhead confirmed heat inside the vessel. A perimeter was established, and then, after a brief standoff with officers, Johar Sanayev was taken into custody. wounded, but alive.
The thing is, I when I was looking at before I watched it, I completely forgot that the older brother actually had a firefight. But then I reminded myself, like, well, yeah, of course, the guy died because the only survivor that the cops picked up was the younger brother. So something had to have happened to the older brother. And yeah. And I actually remember, I remember distinctly, I was at a bar. No, you don't need to apologize, Brad. If you're curious, I'm willing to answer the question. Never took anything from it. I remember I was at a bar when they announced that they had finally captured the younger brother, and the whole bar actually ended up cheering.
Maybe we're okay.
I don't know if this is going to be copyrighted, but.
Good evening, everyone. First at 11, the breaking news of the night.
And also, I forgot. I think it was Scott who mentioned it. I'm just glad that guys aren't the only ones who can be susceptible to stupidity due to their own hormones. Women have had a very long and documented history of swooning over horrible people because they happen to look good. We could go to the freaking Jeffrey Dahmer. I can't remember if Ted Kaczynski got love letters. Yeah, there's a long history of it, and naturally, we got to see that with the younger brother. I think there was also a like a mass shooter. He was either a mass shooter or he murdered his parents, who also got. Oh, and Luigi Mangione. Yeah.
After 4 days, the manhunt was over.
There were cheers on the streets of Watertown and across the Boston area as word spread that suspect number 2, Johar Tsarnaev, had been captured alive.
Questions were raised about the pre-incident intelligence after it was revealed that Tamerlan had previously been flagged by Russian authorities.
The FBI even interviewed him in 2011, but they say they found no terror-related evidence at the time. A law enforcement official tells the New York Times today that the FBI did not follow up.
But the FBI defended, raising concerns about the balance between public safety and civil liberty. But the controversy remained.
Were you aware that Mr. Tamerlan traveled to the Chechen region?
At this point in time, I can't say that when we knew things that we would have done anything differently.
In his testimony, former Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman, who chaired the Homeland Security Committee for 6 years, argued leaders at the local mosque Tsarnaev attended should have informed authorities when his increasingly radical outbursts led them to kick him out.
Incidents like the Boston Marathon bombing don't begin at the moment of the blast. They begin when warning signs exist, but don't quite meet the threshold for action. And by the time
right, and I think Popo Meta puts it succinctly right there. Were there warning signs? Kind of, yes. But were there warning signs sufficient for law enforcement to be able to take more direct or aggressive action? That's the question. And I would say no. Unfortunately, no, I don't think there was.
The system is allowed to move. It's no longer preventing anything. It's only responding. And while the incident's been over for nearly 13 years, for those who lived it, it's never really over.
Nice. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I'm making a pledge to the Boston Marathon Bombing Survivors Fund, and I hope each and every one of you could take a moment to do the same.
So, Popo Medic has a bunch of other stuff that I'm actually very curious, but we'll hold off on that for later. Like, for example, the LAPD crash, the SAS versus the IRA. That may be a little bit too touchy. But the heist, the Italian job, this war Camaro that I've never heard of before, or Christopher Dorner. I said Michael Dorn. It's Christopher Dorner. That's who I was thinking of. But you're saying but it was Nadal Hassan. I remember that. Yeah, the younger brother was convicted and he's on death row. But I'm going to call it here, guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have a lot more body cam videos. A lot more lighthearted, fun stuff, fun crazies. And hope you guys are there. And I will see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay cool, all that jazz, and you have a good rest of your evening, okay? Take care of yourselves. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye. What? You want more cats? There's one right there. All right, here you go. All right, bye, guys.